There comes a moment in awakening when you look at your life and notice something unsettling, almost disorienting. You no longer enjoy what you used to. The hobbies, habits, environments, and pleasures that once filled your days now feel strangely flat, distant, or hollow. And the moment you begin to understand why this happens, the fear dissolves. Because the reason why you no longer enjoy what you used to has nothing to do with something being wrong, and everything to do with who you are becoming. Awakening changes the texture of your inner world. It changes the eyes through which you see. It changes the mind with which you interpret experience, and naturally, it changes the kind of experiences you are nourished by. This shift is not a collapse of personality. It is a shedding, a quiet, profound recalibration of what feels meaningful and what no longer does. Why you no longer enjoy what you used to is not a mystery. It is a symptom of growth, of clarity, of identity evolution. Because the person who once enjoyed those things no longer exists in the same way. As awakening begins, your consciousness starts to rise above the emotional and psychological patterns that once shaped your preferences. You start to see through the very things that anchored your old identity, the distractions you relied on, the routines you repeated, the pleasures you chased, the noise you surrounded yourself with. And here lies the quiet truth. You didn't enjoy those things because they were inherently joyful. You enjoyed them because they fit the person you were at that time. When that person dissolves, their pleasures dissolve with them. This is why you no longer enjoy what you used to become a central question in awakening. It marks the moment when your outer world stops matching your inner world. The things that once lit you up now flicker. The things that once soothed you now irritate you. The things you once clung to now slip through your fingers. You are not broken. You are becoming. Think of it like returning to a childhood playground. You remember loving the swings, the slides, the sandbox, the way they once filled your heart with excitement. But when you revisit them as an adult, they feel small, uninteresting, even strangely foreign. Nothing happened to the playground. It didn't degrade. It didn't lose its magic. You outgrew the version of yourself who belonged there. This is the essence of why you no longer enjoy what you used to. Awakening matures the inner world, and the outer world must eventually adjust to match it. Before awakening, much of what we call enjoyment is actually coping. We don't seek pleasure merely for pleasure's sake. We seek comfort, identity reinforcement, social bonding, distraction, validation, escape, a sense of self. And once awakening begins dissolving the wounds and illusions that required those forms of stimulation, the stimulation itself stops working. You may notice that conversations you once entertained now feel shallow. Music you once played on repeat now feels empty. Places that once energized you now drain you. Habits that once soothed you now feel pointless. You see through them, not because they are wrong, but because they are no longer necessary. Awakening cleans the lens through which you experience the world. This clarity naturally reveals why you no longer enjoy what you used to. Your old pleasures were serving the survival of your old identity. Your new identity has no need for them. But here's where confusion arises. When everything familiar starts to lose its taste, you may begin to wonder, am I losing my personality? Am I becoming numb? Why does nothing feel enjoyable anymore? Yet this numbness is not numbness at all. It is spaciousness. It is the quiet that arises when the noise of old patterns fades. It is the stillness that appears before the emergence of new joy. It is the soul saying, what fed you before cannot feed you now. This is why you no longer enjoy what you used to. Because you've shifted from being fed by stimulation to being fed by awareness. Old pleasures scratch the surface. Awareness nourishes the center. As your awakening deepens, you begin to notice that your sensitivity changes. You become more attuned, more perceptive, more alive inside your inner world. External stimulation, loud environments, dramatic conversations, frantic busyness begins to feel abrasive instead of exciting. You are being rewired. Your nervous system is softening. Your mind is quieting. Your inner world is blooming. And with this shift, you naturally gravitate toward different experiences. Depth becomes more valuable than excitement. Authenticity becomes more nourishing than entertainment. Stillness becomes more peaceful than distraction. This reflects a deeper truth about why you no longer enjoy what you used to. You are evolving from outer stimulation to inner alignment. The pleasures of the false self are fading. The joys of the real self are emerging. But the transition between these two inner worlds often comes with a period of uncertainty, a phase when the old no longer fits and the new has not yet taken shape. This in-between stage can feel disorienting. You may feel like your passions have disappeared, like your spark is missing, like you don't know who you are anymore. This is not a crisis. It is a clearing. Just as a caterpillar dissolves into formlessness inside the cocoon before becoming a butterfly, awakening requires a period where the old identity melts away, leaving space for a new one to form. This dissolution explains why you no longer enjoy what you used to. You aren't supposed to. Enjoyment takes shape around identity, and identity is being rewritten. You're not losing yourself. You're losing the version of you that was never fully you. As space opens within you, new forms of joy begin to emerge, quieter, subtler, but deeper. You may find yourself drawn to nature, to silence, to meaningful conversations, to creativity without ego, to experiences that feel real rather than impressive. The joy that arises here is not the dopamine-driven excitement of the past, but the grounded joy of presence. It is stable, enduring, and peaceful. It comes not from chasing life, but from experiencing it directly. Awakening replaces stimulation with resonance. It replaces distraction with depth. It replaces chasing pleasure with discovering fulfillment. This is the gift hidden inside why you no longer enjoy what you used to. Your soul is redirecting you toward what aligns with your evolution. But let's speak gently to the part of you that misses the old joys. There is grief in letting go of past versions of yourself. There is nostalgia in releasing the things that once comforted you. Even if they no longer align, they were once part of your world, your memories, your meaning. Honor that grief. Honor the version of you that needed those pleasures. Honor the way they carried you until you were ready to outgrow them. Because the truth is, nothing was wasted. Every old joy was a stepping stone toward the self you are meeting now, and understanding why you no longer enjoy. What you used to allows you to let go with compassion, not fear. Soon, new joys arise, ones you could not have imagined before. Joy in simplicity, joy in truth, joy in authenticity, joy in peace, joy in clarity, joy in being alive without needing anything to make you feel alive. Alan Watts often said something to the effect of, "The meaning of life is just to be alive, and yet people panic as if they need to achieve something more." Awakening reveals the truth hidden in those words. You no longer need external stimulation to feel alive. Life itself, raw, unfiltered, present, becomes enough. And this is the ultimate answer to why you no longer enjoy what you used to. You are returning to yourself. You are discovering joy that doesn't depend on the world behaving a certain way. You are learning to live from the inside out, not the outside in. The old pleasures were temporary. The new joy is timeless. When you no longer enjoy what you used to, trust the quiet shift, for it is simply your soul guiding you toward the deeper life you were always meant to grow into.